I got to know Melvin Williams. You know, I called him Mr. Williams out of respect, and he said, "Man, we're not going to talk until you call me Melvin." I said, "Okay, Melvin." But you know, infamous, but also a person who rehabilitated his life, so to speak, and used his knowledge of the streets for the good. And that's what I knew him as. Someone who would go around, Faraji, and you talk about someone that could get in the trenches, and that the people, the youngsters, as well as some folks, older folks on the street,
just passed away 4:45 this morning.
For him.
Coach, you put it down strong. You put it down right, and he was a gentleman who had a presence about him. And once he started talking, you knew that presence was and deserved respect, and he was able to build a strong street cred.
Yeah.
Strong street cred.
Very intelligent, very interesting individual.
Yeah.
Had the IQ of a genius. Also a physical fitness health nut. Never took an aspirin.
Yeah.
Didn't eat red meat, pork, ate one meal a day. Had multiple black belts in the various martial arts, and had a very interesting story. Very, very interesting story. So
I ran into Lil Melvin a couple of years ago when I was doing my television show with Lieutenant Colonel Rick Height at the time, who was the chief of police in Indianapolis. And I had the time to spend a couple of days with him, and it was like interesting. And the first thing he talked to me about was his being profiled for the American Gangster series.
Oh yeah.
And then he told me about his life and how much time he spent in federal prison, but then he changed. So that interview right there was compelling, because here's a man who had gone through all of that. And there's something that he said, and I'll never forget. He said he thought he was the smartest guy in the world.
But they caught him.
Exactly.
No question.
I had a chance to meet Little Melvin as well. He had that building over there on North Avenue, and he was doing martial arts, boxing, and I actually was able to take a boxing class over there.
Wow!
And I recognized him from I believe the American Gangster
and The Wire.
Yeah, and The Wire.
In The Wire.
Absolutely. So I was able to.
And the whole. And speaking of The Wire, Larry. The whole concept of The Wire was based on Melvin's background and him with Simon and what's the other guy?
David Simon.
Yeah, David Simon, and it was another individual. One guy was a reporter, and the other guy was a police officer. But they came and interviewed Melvin while he was still incarcerated, and that whole concept became The Wire. Wow. I invited him, and my initial meeting was at the repast of Clarence Mitchell III. And I'm sitting at the table, and I go over and introduce myself. How you doing, Mr. Williams? My name is Coach. He looked at me and said, "You the guy on the radio? You the guy be talking all that trash on the radio?" I said, "Yes, sir." He put out his hand, and then I knew some people from D.C. that knew him well. And then that was it, man. We had a bond. My group, Larry, DMV Athletes in Action, we have a major cookout every year. Well, 2 years ago, I invited him, and he came. And he came, and he said, "Coach, I'm coming because I want to meet Marion Barry." He said, "Mayor Barry's going to be there." I said, "Yes, sir, he's going to be there." He said, "I want to meet a man who empowered so many black folks." Amen. He came, met Mayor Barry, took pictures together, had a great time. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the soul of Melvin Williams, and of course family and friends, and
he's a controversial figure.
Yeah,
he's some people, of course, remember him from his times that he was running things in the street from the 60s and the 70s, and his heroin
But now, Larry, the story of the legend has it that he kind of put down the riots in the 60s.
He was one of those who, along with, there was a Colonel Harris. There was no doubt about it. If you said who was able to put, as I said, he had strong street cred.
He did have strong street cred and tremendous story to tell, man. Tremendous story to tell, and was an avid listener to the Larry Young Morning Show.
Yeah, he was.
He became such.
Yeah.
Such. He did. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Wow, I'm just saying, as time goes on in life, some of our activists and our soldiers are passing on.
And the name that I was thinking of, it came to me, Ed Burns.
Ed Burns. Oh, yes, sir.
Simon and Burns.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
He was the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So just ahead, we will continue, folks. We had to give you that breaking news, but we will continue to talk about the trial. And Larry, I got to ask the question once more. Trial shows two versions of Baltimore policing. Want to get your thoughts and, of course, yours as well.
Yep, absolutely. So stay tuned. It is 8:45. You're tuned into the Larry Young Morning Show on Praise 106.1 FM and 1010 WORD.
I just got the call. It's 8:44. I called the Larry Young Show 8:25. Little Melvin died 4:45 this morning, today. And my condolences goes out to your family and little Melvin, man. It's a short period of time I met you about 3 years ago, 4 years. Brought you on my show. You and Liddy Jones at the same time. We was talking about different things. So, little Melvin, you be missed. Rest in peace.